Happy Passover. You know, when we remove the bread from our houses, eat matzah, unleavened bread, and we remember the great redemption, leaving the anti-Semitism that was thousands of years ago in Egypt when we were slaves and coming to the promised land. And it breaks my heart that we're right now still dealing with this anti-Semitism.
Muhammad,
I love Hitler.
you love Hitler, yeah?
Yeah.
How much do you love Hitler?
I like that he used to kill Jews.
So you really like?
Yeah.
And yeah, any caveats? Or you okay?
I think of this terrorist that paraded hostages around. He paraded Eli Sharabi. You know Eli Sharabi, the one that was skin and bones, that was ended up being released and went to the White House and met Trump. And this terrorist that paraded our brothers, our sisters around like animals in this propaganda event of the Hamas. This terrorist, he was part of the Shadow Unit, an elite division responsible for imprisoning and holding our brothers and sisters in cages, in tunnels. He has been eliminated by the IDF. Congratulations, IDF. Good work. Our guys are closing in. I mean, I was just down in Rafah, also Sajiyah, but in Rafah, our guys uncovered a tunnel very close to a kindergarten. I just remember how that is. It happened to me in Beit Lahia, where I'm looking in this kindergarten and we find a tunnel right outside of it. Some of the 24 remaining living hostages, their lives could be in grave danger. They could be in that tunnel. I don't know. We're searching tirelessly. But they were, you know how skinny Eli Sharabi was? I wonder how skinny they are. As we have the Passover, we long for them to return. We've only eliminated, 25% of the tunnel network in Gaza. Only about a quarter of it, maybe a little more. And it's just amazing how many tunnels they have. They've spent so many years, 18 years or more, digging these tunnels. And there in the Philadelphia corridor, we've mostly found them all. I believe we found almost all of them. Defense Minister Israel Katz reconfirmed that the Philadelphia corridor will remain a buffer zone no matter what happens, like the buffer zone in Syria, the buffer zone in Lebanon. And we're not going to let them rearm. We're just going to continue to put the squeeze on Hamas. Hamas operatives are fleeing IDF combat zones. They're kind of running from us. So there's not as much gunfire happening. Fighting has been more decentralized. Like they pop up out of the rubble, pop up with an RPG, but it's guerrilla warfare, but a lot of it is down in the tunnels now. And in Syria, a large Turkish military envoy has entered in, and that's a red line for us. We say, hey, Erdogan, I know you've got the expansionist ideology. You want to become the Turkish empire again. Well, you can't do that in Syria. No, that's a red line for us. A leaked report also said that top Sudan officials from Sudan made a covert visit to Israel. Maybe they will also be willing to receive Palestinians as demolition happens in Gaza, that these Palestinians need to leave. They need to leave now. And who knows, maybe they want to be part of the Abraham Accords. This could be a dramatic shift. This could be awesome. President Trump was very busy with the Abraham Accords on his last term. Well, this term, we hope it'll continue and grow, and terror will flee, and security will return. President Trump also said that Israel would be the leader if Jerusalem and Washington were to join hand in hand and take out Iran's nuclear sites. And he says that Israel should lead. Israel should be the one to lead this, and that military action is on the table still. And Israel would be very much involved and would lead, he says. So listen, even though we're in the midst of this war, even though it's very traumatic, Israel's ranked as the 8th happiest country on the planet Earth according to the 2025 World Happiness Report. Isn't that amazing? That through pain, through trauma, through some of the hardest times ever, we can still find hope and happiness in the promises of God. And I can't believe that the UK wants to remove Hamas from their terrorist list of terrorist organizations around the world. How could they possibly do that? It can't be true. It cannot be true. Right now, their boss, Iran, is trying to rally an attack against Israel. Iranian Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Aerospace Force is saying that they are getting everything together to do an attack against Israel, maybe against America too. But Iran downplayed the direct nature of the talks, saying that they are willing to do talks with America at the same time. So it's very hard to know what's going on. Are they going to attack us, or are they going to disarm? I don't know. I just know they can't be trusted. This Passover, I think of the impossible place we were when Pharaoh's army was coming after us. We were in between the Red Sea and they were closing in on us. And you remember the miracle that happened. You remember how Moses lifted that rod in the air And God did a miracle for Israel. I believe for miracles still today. And we are going to return to the promised land, and we're going to thrive here. And the enemies of Israel will be no more.